America is a land of diversity, a nation that has always valued the principles of religious freedom and respect for the rights of all people, regardless of race or faith. And our nation's sense of justice and equality is reflected in CAIR's mission and vision. In Texas, when 14-year-old Ahmed Mohammed was taken from his school in handcuffs merely because he brought a homemade clock to class, CAIR was there to support Ahmed as outrage over his unjust treatment spread, even to the White House.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for making it out today. My name is Alia Salem, and I'm here to introduce to you Ahmed Mohammed and his family and his legal representation.
For every civil rights case that makes the news, there are hundreds more that don't. CAIR California attorneys have been serving more and more clients each year, topping more than 1,000 last year on issues ranging from employment discrimination to FBI visits to travel delays and school bullying. Justice prevailed when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of Samantha Alouf, a Muslim woman who sought to wear a religious headscarf as an employee of Abercrombie & Fitch. Alouf's case began when she reported the company's discriminatory actions to CAIR's Oklahoma chapter. As we witnessed that legal victory, our community also saw increased civic and political empowerment, another part of CAIR's mission, in the form of the first ever Unified National Muslim Advocacy Day on Capitol Hill, which was sponsored and coordinated by CAIR's staff. Some 280 delegates from more than 20 states met with elected officials and staffers in 200 congressional offices. CAIR's civil rights work is increasingly being recognized by leaders of minority and civil rights organizations. With increased effectiveness and successes come new challenges. The past year also saw the rise of the twin evils of extremism in the Muslim world and of Islamophobia in America. When Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson said there should never be a Muslim in the White House, CAIR took the lead in challenging his unconstitutional views.
But he is not entitled to bypass our Constitution, especially if he's running for president. And
Right.
Our Constitution is very clear. No religious test shall be ever required from anyone as a qualification to public office.
In Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 3 of our community's best and brightest were murdered execution style by a man who had harassed the victims in the past and expressed anti-Muslim views. A CAIR delegation traveled to North Carolina to help the community respond to the tragedy and to begin the healing process. In states nationwide, we witnessed growing efforts to target or exclude American Muslims. A number of businesses went so far as to declare themselves Muslim-free zones, and CAIR responded with legal and educational initiatives. In Kansas City, a 15-year-old Muslim was murdered when he was run down by a vehicle that had once been painted with anti-Islam slurs. Nationwide, we saw a disturbing rise in anti-Muslim sentiment and incidents, including an armed rally outside an Arizona mosque.
The Islamophobia movement this year has spiked tremendously. We've seen within the past year a tremendous increase in the level of anti-Muslim sentiment in our society.
CAIR detailed all these incidents and incitements in briefing papers and in a new Islamophobia.org website, designed to be a resource for those seeking information on the growing phenomenon of anti-Muslim hate.
We launched Islamophobia.org for 2 main reasons. 1, accountability. People who are bigots, everybody should know about it. 2, when Islamophobia comes to your neighborhood, we wanted you to have access to facts, ideas, information that'll help you push back against it.
CAIR also tackled the issue of countering violent extremism and offered strategies that would not stigmatize American Muslims and ignore rising right-wing extremism in our nation. CAIR's actions in support of justice were not limited to the Muslim community. CAIR also stood with the Sikh, Christian and Jewish communities when they were targeted by hate, including when 9 worshipers were gunned down in a South Carolina church.
The Dallas-Fort Worth chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations held a candlelight vigil remembering the 9 victims murdered when a man opened fire inside an AME church.
To strengthen CAIR's civil rights and advocacy work and to enhance Muslim civic engagement, we expanded Muslim youth leadership programs nationwide and launched the Muslim Game Changers Network, a comprehensive 4-month social justice training program for Muslim high school students.
My message to Muslim children nationwide: you have the right to dream like everyone else. You have an equal space in America. You have an equal opportunity. Build clocks, invent, be all you can be as an American Muslim.
With new successes, challenges, outreach, and coalition building came statements of support and encouragement from community leaders, scholars, and academics.
You need to have an organization that is not only out there for you, but one that has the kind of track record that CAIR has built up, so that when CAIR calls, whether it's a government agency or wherever, people know that they need to make a response.
CAIR is an ideal facilitator in bringing together diverse voices and different activists simply because CAIR is viewed to be the most active and the most respected national platform.
We are in an information-intensive battle for the civil rights of the Muslim community.
CAIR is our voice in the halls of Capitol Hill to make sure that legislators understand what are the issues that are impacting us, but also what are the solutions.
CAIR is one of those vehicles where the story gets out and people understand what's happening to others who are less fortunate or who don't know how to navigate the system to get justice.
You've heard about the work that CAIR does across the country to protect the rights and interests of the American Muslim community. You've heard about our work in the civil rights arena, combating Islamophobia, speaking out on behalf of the community and the media. And now we're asking you to join us in the effort, work with us, and support the work that's being done by CAIR so that we can continue to protect the rights and interests of our community.